decided to do a series on woodworking tools and their uses. The first group of tools I'll be discussing are planes. Planes come in three categories: bench, block, and special purpose. I'll be starting with bench planes. Bench planes come in three categories: smoothing planes, jack planes, and dimensioning planes. The smoothing planes run from the number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4.5. Jack planes run from 5, 5.25 to 5.5, and then your dimensioning planes run from 6, 7, 8. Okay. Smooth planes are designed to leave the wood ready for the final finish. It's the last tool to use before you're ready to apply your finish. Jack planes are general purpose planes. If you don't have the room for a lot of planes, a single jack plane will do you for most operations. And then your dimensioning planes are used to take raw saw lumber down to finished size. And for dimensioning planes, the number 6 is called a foreplane. So called because it's used before any of your other planes. This is what's used to hog off most of the material while you're getting it down to size. Followed up by the triplane, which is used to flatten it out. And then the joiner plane, which is used to work the edges of the board. All bench planes, regardless of size, break down as following. You have your lever cap, which keeps your plane's iron in place. You have the double iron, which is your chip breaker and the cutting iron. And then you have the frog, which the blade sits on, your lateral adjuster, which moves the plane back and forth, your depth adjuster, which advances your blade, and then your frog adjustment screw, which moves your frog forward and backwards, which opens and closes the mouth as needed. Now, one of the things you might be wondering is why is there so many different sizes of bench planes? Part of the reason is because human beings come in different sizes. Our hand size, our height, our weight, our strength varies, so it's good to have a wide range. Also, by having a wide range, you can actually customize what your plane is used for. The number 1 you can use for small work, like model making, inlay, things of that nature. While the massive 4.5 here is best used for hard, tight, swirly grain wood. And then you can further customize as needed. I use my number 3 as a general purpose plane. My number 2 is good for soft woods, while my number 4 is good just for rough and ready work. The jack planes I also have set up for a single purpose. The number 5, I have on it a curved cutting iron, and that's used to hog off a lot of material. And what I use this plane for is when I need to size a board along the width, but there's not enough to saw, I break out the number 5 to to bring it down to the width I want. The 5 1/4 I use pretty much for making raised panels with. And then the 5 1/2, I use that every once in a while as a smooth plane, if I need to smooth something that's really wide. But yeah, I still want to keep it fairly level. Now, the bench planes, the shape of the cutting iron, it determines the work. So for any iron thing like, say, the jack plane or the foreplane, to hog off a lot of material, you want a curved cutting iron. For the tri-plane and joiner plane, I keep it sharpened straight across, because I'm trying to produce a flat surface. Whereas for my smoothing planes, I have them turned at the corners with a small radius so they don't leave behind any track marks. Now, another type of bench plane is called the bevel up bench plane, mainly because the bevel of this cutting iron is facing upward. This here is a Stanley 62 plane. It too has a lever cap, but it doesn't have a chip breaker. It just has a single thick iron, and the lateral adjustment and the depth adjustment is controlled by the North style adjuster, and the opening and the closing of the mouth is controlled by loosening up the front knob and sliding this a sliding plate. The benefits of the bevel up is it's good for leveling out end grain, which is what I use this for. I glue up a panel, I cut it to the length, and then I use this to square it up. Now, one thing about adjusting the frog, for fine work, you do want to keep the frog forward a bit, because that closes the mouth up, helps control tear out. And you want to keep your chip breaker fairly close to the edge. For rough work, you want your mouth all the way open, and you want to keep your chip breaker fairly far back. And for your joiner and tri-plane, pretty much medium. So, that is bench planes. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments department, and I'll be back in 2 weeks with block planes. Thank you.